What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and I am back at y'all with another GOAT format video. But today, I am starting a new series on my channel and hoping to get these videos out as frequently as possible. This series is going to be called Str8 Doogie. Okay, so what's going to be happening in this series is anytime I play on the ladder and I straight Doogie my opponent, or he Doogies himself, we're going to showcase it to see exactly what happened, to see what actually went wrong or went right in my situation to get to the Doogie. So when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't really want to be Doogied. Okay, so the first person for the series will be dropped off. Now, a lot of people know this guy. He's a top player on the ladder. I guess he just started playing tournaments. This will be the first match that I'm going to showcase on the series of Str8 Doogie. So, that being said, let's just jump into the replay and see what happened and see how he put himself in a situation to get Doogied. Okay? So, if you want to, you can count how many times I say the word Doogie in this video. But it's not Dougie. It's not teach me how to Dougie. It's teach me how to Doogie. Okay? So, pretty much the thing is, I'm going to try to show y'all how to Doogie, okay? So the series is called Str8 Doogie. So after this, maybe you'll be able to understand how to straight Doogie people on the ladder once you watch all these videos of this series. So it's a new series. I'm going to make a playlist of it and everything. So I hope y'all enjoy this. Let's see if it's going to work. Here we go, here we go. Str8 fucking Doogie. Okay, it's already lagging really bad. So this is a good start to the Str8 Doogie. Maybe it will connect. No, not a chance. Okay, we're gonna give it a go again. Here we go. Let's try. Let's try it again. Okay, it didn't work the first time. Second time's a charm. Has to work this time. For sure. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Is it gonna work? The replay is loading. Damn. This computer is straight Doogie. Not gonna lie. My other laptop won't load OBS. It just is super slow. And now this one's just completely not doing anything that I want it to do either. So, trying to get videos out for y'all, but it's just obviously not working too great. So, I'm going to give it another second or two, and maybe it'll work. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on here. Let's exit it again. Now the entire screen is blank. Okay, here we go. Let's try for the third time. Third time is a charm. It's going to work this time, for sure. It can't not work. It can't not no work. I don't freaking know what I'm saying here. So here we go. It's going to load this time, for sure. Wada boom. Str8 Doogie. Str8 Doogie. Gotta give it that Doogie energy. Doogie, Doogie, Doogie. Doogie, Doogie, Doogie. Doogie, Doogie, Doogie. Doogie, 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 Doogie. Dook, 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 dook. Dook, 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 googie, 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 googie. Str8 Doogie. Doo, 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 doo. Alright, the Mario Doogie song is not working. But, yeah. Did y'all miss me watching these videos, or did you want to diss me or anything? Let's talk about life while we're waiting for this screen to come up here. How's it going, everybody? Tell me in the comments how you're doing, what y'all been up to, what y'all haven't been up to. Bit tired. Tired of this shit not working. Like, it was going so good. I could go live. I could post replays every day. Everything was going good. And then my sister gave me a laptop, and it just is straight fucking Doogie. And it's a touchscreen and everything, but it just will not load OBS. Like, it just does shit like this. And this one used to work. Like, this is where I made all my videos, the laptop I'm on now. But it's just not working for some reason. I don't know why. Let's try again, okay? Here we go. Alright. Well, maybe if we disconnect and we come back, maybe that's a sign that it'll work now, okay? Alright. Sorry about the delay for the Str8 Doogie video, but this is the first one. It's the first episode of hopefully many to come, so we're going to go for it again here. And will it work this time? Fourth time. don't think I'm getting this video out today. Damn. What the actual fuck? What the actual Doogie? Like, why won't it load? I don't understand. Alright, I don't know what to do. I'm new. Alright, here we go. And Doogie. And Doogie, work. Alright, it's working. We're in. Okay, so if you waited this long, you have got it. Okay, so we start with the RPS. I throw rock, he throws scissors. Really good start, okay? Going first, you know, you love to see it, okay? So let's see what happens. I open Dust Shoot, Zombira, Dawn, Duo, Graceful, DD Warrior Lady. So this hand is obviously amazing. If I lose this game, I should just quit playing forever and never play Go Format again. But let's see what happens, alright? We're going to keep this hand kind of a mystery, alright? We're not going to do the show both like we usually do either. So I instantly, like, it wouldn't, like, I don't know if it's been happening to anyone else. Like, you can't type and stuff. You can't do light points. You can't type in the bar or anything. That's what happened here. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. But, so we do and we hit the Mirror Force and the Jar of Greed. So instantly we know he's on turbo. And we go for the Graceful Charity here. We draw into MST, Blade Knight, and Rhoda. So, pretty good hand we got going on here. And we decide to discard Zombira and discard Blade Knight. Just having the Dark Light and Grave. We set the MST and we set the DD Warrior Lady and we just pass. Okay, he says hold Prio. And then he says pass Prio. So we get to Dust Shoot him here. So now we see his hand. Instantly just go -1 on the Dust Shoot. That is just horrible. He has Knock, Pot of Greed, Ring, and Upstart. So our amazing opening is turning into like a backfire a little bit because we went -1 on Dust Shoot. He has Upstart and he has Pot of Greed just to really come back in this game tremendously. So he hits us with the Upstart. Let's go and hide hands now. Oh, just show my hand. Okay. So I guess he forgot the Pot of Greed or something. It's still doing that to me. He says, are you on mobile? No, I'm not on mobile, so I gain 1,000 here. He sets one back row, playing around another Dust Shoot, and then he plays Pot of Greed. So we have to assume this is Ring of Destruction, because it's all we know about his hand now, because he's used the Upstart, the Pot, and the Knock. And he draws 2. And he summons Sangan, which is just good for him. Really good card here, because as you can tell, our DD Warrior Lady is in grave. We do top deck BLS here, so we could just go for the good old drop him, swing, and get this game over with. But instead, which is what I probably should have done, to be honest, because now I'm gonna do this. I banish the shit, just try to like keep advantage up or whatever, and I get a card. I pick his Deco. So if we do this play, I literally win this game. Instead, he plays Snatch Steal, and it's pretty much just over now. He Snatch Steals my BLS. He gets in for big damage on me, 4,800, and I top deck Ring. You see, if I just go swing at Sangan, swing 3,000, swing at Dawn, I top deck Ring, and that is the game. So that's how you just throw. So I have to just Rhoda for Exile here. Still in not a bad spot, though. We have the Ring, but he has 2 cards now. And we went first. We dead draw Dust Shoot here. Worst draw we could have drawn. He draws again. He sets a monster. We top deck the Knock. We knock him. Okay. I draw another Knock. I set the Dust Shoot in case he has like Jar of Greed or something. He sets another back row and passes. I draw a Solemn. I have to set the Solemn. And now I decide to set the Knock. He draws another card. And he sets another back row. I draw a Dust Tornado. I just set it. He draws another card. And he just passes. I draw a Solemn Judgment. And he says holding Prio. I say okay. And he uses Wing Blast. And he sends back, I think, the Solemn, I want to say that was. And then he gets Deco, which is really rough. And now we can hit him with a Dust Shoot. And we can see his hand again here. Let's go show both. He has Deco, 2 Sorks, and Minecon with no monsters in graveyard. So I guess this is pretty good for us. Let's Still hide hands. We draw into the Solemn. He draws into a random here. He decides to... Oh, he draws into Thunder Dragon. So now we know he has Sork, Mind Control with 2 Thunder Dragons. And he gives me a thumb. Oh, he does have a Dark Engrave. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, because he discarded the Night Asylum. Duh. So now he drops Sork here. And I just say, okay. I don't want to really waste a Solemn here. I'd rather just go and ring. And I do happen to ring. Puts me down to 11. Him at 43. But now he has the Dark and the Light. So this is just not good at all. I set the Snatch. And I set the Knock. And just pass. He activates Graceful, which is just horrible. I pretty much just have to solve him here because I know he only has 1 play, which is Sork. And it's like, if I don't do that, he's just going to win. And he's probably going to win anyways because he came back. Because it was just a bad everything. So I do have to Solemn Judgment here. Putting me down to 275. I top that book. I set the book. He rips into a Deco, tries to attack me. I have to book here to stay alive. I draw into a Saku. I knock the Deco. I set the Saku and just pass. He is on 2 Decos only here. And then he just sets a back row and passes. I draw Heavy Storm. Not a really good draw. I forgot the Dust Tornado on in phase. That was really bad. He sets his Faith, which is just amazing for him. I Dust Tornado a dead duo, which really sucks. And then I flip the Heavy Storm. And I run out the Blade Knight. And I just get over. And he top decks the BLS. So that is the game 1. It happens. I think obviously the way I misplayed is I could have just went for the BLS attack and just go when I would have drew Ring, but I don't know I'm going to draw Ring, so it's like, do I really want to give him a free card? Yes and no. I mean, I think yes was obviously the plan. So we lost game 1, but it's all good. So let's see what happens the next 2 games. Let's see how I can come back for the good old Doogie. Alright? So I open Saku, Heavy, Duo, Cypher Soldier, Spy, and Don Zulu. So pretty good hand here. Decided to put in the Kinetic Soldier because I'm thinking that he's going to put some Virus in and stuff. So that was just a read. He discards Torrential. Oh, I picked Torrential, and he decides to discard Upstart. I decided to set Saku. And I set the Heavy, and I set the Kinetic, and just pass. Because I'm thinking maybe he's just going to like summon Zombira here and swing or something. That'd be great. So he does discard Thunder Dragon. So now I know he has 2 Thunders and 3 Randoms. And he hits me with an Upstart. I say okay. Gain 1,000. And he sets 1 and sets 2 back rows and passes. I draw into a Dust Shoot, which is like okay, I guess. I decide to set the Dust Shoot. And I set the Spy and I just pass. And he sets a back row and he flips Fate. And he gets his Upstart. So I gain another 1,000 here, which is pretty nice. He sets another back row and passes. And I decide just to heavy him here because I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And he does happen to chain Goats and then a chain flip on the Faith. So that is actually really rough for me. So that was like best case scenario for him. Which that sucks, but it's all good. I flip Spy, get Spy. And I just decide just to run into the Faith. He does get meta, which sucks. And I hit a Goat. And I set Mirror Force and just pass. So now we're kind of in like a tough spot, to be honest. He metas. That Book of Moon play was really good for him. He metas and he takes a Spy. He goes to battle and crashes the Spy. I decide just to Mirror Force here and just say screw it. He sets 1 face down and passes. I draw into a Solemn. And I set the Solemn and I set the Dawn and I just pass. He flips the Night Assailant and gets the whatchamacallit, gets my Dawn set. I just go to battle here and just swing over his Night Assailant. So now I know he has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand and I have 2 Solemns. So let's see what he draws here. He draws Tsukiyomi, he puts the face down. And he tries to attack here. And just takes 700 because it's kinetic. And then main phase 2, he decides to jar Greed. I don't really understand that play at all right there. I don't know why he wouldn't just jar first to see if he could do another play. I draw into a level 2 here. Decide just to flip the good old Spy. and switch this. I leave the level 2 in hand just so because he doesn't know about it. A little bit of surprise factor here. I drop it here, he's gonna know, and it's like he's gonna summon Tsukiyomi and run it over. So there's really no reason to do that. And he sets one monster and passes, and I have the level 2, so that is just the game. So we go to a game 3 situation here, okay? So that was just perfect, and it was perfect game too. So we straight Doogied him that game, really nice, and he's done siding, and we're done siding. So we know he's on the control package here. So let's see what happens this game. Let's show both hands this game just to see what actually went down, okay? He gets to go first, okay? He has Brain, Chaos Sork, Faith, Mirror Force, BLS, and Meta. He decides to set Ring and just pass. Now, I have BLS, Blade, Free, Mine, Level 2, and Solemn. I'm reading that this is Scapegoat, so I don't want to commit none of this stuff right now. I'm looking for my King Tiger here. And I draw into a knock this turn, and I just pass. He draws into a Night Assailant. He sets the Night Assailant and passes. And I draw into another Blade Knight, so now I just decide just to knock. And it is a Night Assailant, so both his Night Assailants are now gone. And he draws into a Sinister, I think, or something. No, he draws in a Scapegoat. He sets a Scapegoat. So now I decide just to summon Breaker. And I'm reading that this is Scapegoat, so I have to go for the new one. Unfortunately, it is Scapegoat, the new one. And this one isn't Scapegoat. So, which is fine. I go to battle, and I just swing over one, and I just pass. He draws into a Decree here. He goes for the meta play, and takes my Breaker. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I could have sold him, but there's just no reason to or anything. He gets in for the 1600, and just passes. I draw into another Solemn here, so I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Decide to summon Breaker, and I just set Solemn to pass. I kind of want him to crash here with this, so I get my BLS out. But he just says screw it and just rings on end phase. Now, again, I'm thinking about Solemn, but I'm like, no, he's only has one monster he can attack with, so I'll be alright. So he draws in the Book of Moon here. He goes to battle, gets in for 1600, and decides to set Decree and set Book of Moon and just pass. So I draw into a Spy, which this is where it all just went to shit for him. This is when he got straight Doogie. So he in phase tries to Decree me. I have to Solemn this because I want my other Solemn to be live. So I'm like, I gotta just Solemn this right here. He top decks in the Thunder Dragon here. So what he decides to do is discard Thunder Dragon and he grabs 2 more. Now, let me just pause it here for a minute and talk about this. So he doesn't really know what my set is, okay? Maybe he's thinking it's like a warrior or something that he could just get over. Now, what I would do in this situation is sack Thousand Eyes for the Thunder Dragon. That puts the Dark in the graveyard and just drop BLS and just banish his face down. Because you still have Book of Moon for a follow-up, and you have Mirror Force, and you have another Chaos Monster. It's like, there's no reason just to do what he just did right here. So, he decides just to go to battle, and he runs right into my Spy. So now I get another Spy in defense. And then he decides to set Mirror Force, and he sets Sinister and just passes. Okay, I draw on the Call of the Haunted. I decide to, I think, just set Call here and just pass. Yeah, I set Call and just pass. And no, I set Blade Knight as well. Because I'm trying to get Dark. I'm trying to get my Dark and Lights engraved here. So I'm just like, let's just set this and see what happens. Maybe something will happen with it. I don't really know. So he draws into Pot of Greed, which is obviously just phenomenal for him. So he Pot of Greeds here. And he draws into MST and Duo. Again, really good. Like, he's up gazillion on me now. He duos. He hits my BLS, and it's just like, I guess I'm getting Doogie here. There's no way in hell. There's no shot in hell I'm winning this game now. Like, I have nothing. He has all these cards. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards to my 1, 2, 3, to my 7 cards, which 2 of them are spies. So, but he decides to set Fate and just pass. So now I draw into King Tiger. A little bit late on the King Tiger, but I decide just to set the King Tiger and I just pass. And he draws into Tribe, which is like an okay draw, I guess. But his board is completely locked now. He goes for the blind MST on the call. I'm just like, okay, I can't do anything. And then he goes for Book of Moon on the Thousand Eyes, and I'm just like, okay, that's fine with me. No problem. I'm getting rid of my breaker. And then he flips the Faith. And he goes for Pot of Greed. He pops again for the second time. And he draws into Meta and Tsukiyomi, but his board is completely locked here, so it's like I don't know what he's doing to get rid of this. He flips the Thousand Eyes and decides to suck the new monster. He decides the Doogie, the new monster, and he gets him. It's a King Tiger, and his board's still locked here. He sets the meta and just passes. I draw on the Snatch Deal. Now, I could do something, but it's like, I don't know what he can really do with the way his board is sitting right here. Like, his board is completely locked up now, and it's like, what can he really do? So I decide to just set all my back rows, and I just pass. He draws into Upstart, and mind you, Ring is in Graveyard, and he boarded out all of his Regeki breaks because he put the Decree package in. So it's just like looking good for me right now. So he decides to Upstart. So now he goes to 17 cards in deck. He draws Card Destruction, which I guess is just fine. And there's like nothing he can really do. I guess he can like sack for Thunder Dragon, like in meta maybe or something. I don't really know. Maybe go for another meta play here. I'm not really sure. He has another meta, but I draw into a ninja, so decide to set the ninja and just pass. My plan here is obviously to deck him out because I have no other way of winning. So he just ends again, gets rid of one Thunder Dragon, and passes. I draw into a Solemn. Obviously, I'm going to set that Solemn, and I just pass. He draws into a Scapegoat, which is just completely dead. And then he just discards his other Thunder Dragon. So now both of his cards to clear his board have both enter the graveyard. So now it's just going to be really tough to clear his board now. I draw into a Spy. I'm like, why not? Just set the Spy, sure. He draws into Zombira here. Got a whole handful of stuff here. And then it's when I tell him, control side wasn't the best idea. And he says, not true. I'm up 15 cards. I just need to draw my out. I said, I'm chilling. I said, with 14 turns to go. Good luck, buddy. So he just ends again. Discard Scapegoat. I have 5 monsters and 5 back rows here. Just chilling. I draw GD Warrior Lady. I have to just pass. I can't do anything. And then he draws Torrential. So I guess that's his, like, out, I assume. So he sets the Torrential and just passes. I draw a Rhoda, which I cannot use or anything. I cannot do anything. So I literally just have to pass. He draws Snatch Steal. He goes for the meta play. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. He sacks his Sinister. And he gets the Thousand Eyes. And he says thank. And he tries to open up the board here by Torrential Tributing. And I'm just like, no, I'm going to Solemn that right away. It's just not going to happen. So now it's just like that was one of his outs. Maybe he has another one, I'm not sure, but I just kind of want to see it. And then he card destructions here for 7. So his 12 turns just turn into 5 turns in like a minute. So I'm like, alright, that's just music to my ears because I guess he's looking for an out in his deck that just doesn't exist at all. Because he draws Chaos Sword, Mobius, Upstart, Decree, Spy, Heavy, and Swords. And I draw Saku and Mobius. He tries to go for the Heavy Storm. And I'm just like, no, I'm just going to go ahead and Solemn that, using my 3rd Solemn there. Just to make him think that these cards are something real, even though they really aren't. So I'm just like, there's just nothing, I don't think there's anything he can do to come back. He hits me with the swords, everything gets flipped up. So now he sees his wall, he upstarts again. So now he has only 4 turns to beat me, pretty much, effectively. This turn and 4 more. So now he decides to use Thousand Eyes and suck up one of the Spies. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Go ahead and give him his token back, though. We're not getting out of that lock. Not that easy. And then he just passes, I think. Yeah, I draw Mirror Force. So I decide to set the Mirror Force, set the Sacru, and just pass. He draws into Breaker, which is just completely dead. He gets a Sinister back, which is doing nothing for him. He sacks one of these for a Mobius. So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. He decides to hit the King Tiger that's hooked on his Thousand Eyes and get my back row, which is Mirror Force. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And he decides to suck up a ninja. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. And he hits over the Blade Knight. I say, okay. He sets for 3 and passes. I draw into Exile Force. So I decide to do this turn. I think I decide to tribute. I want to say, or do I just pass on my turn? I think I just pass. No, I do. Decided to tribute just to pop over these back rows, just to get him out of here. So like, if his free or something, I can at least Saku because he only has like 3 turns to kill me here. So I get rid of both of that. At 1600 only, and he draws to another spy, which is just worthless. And then he goes to battle and he hits into the Mobius, and I'm just like, okay. Now I don't understand why when he attacked into this Mobius, he could have just not even like he could have not used the effect. He could have just like let it die, so he could at least drop Sork and just start going to the races and trying to beat me because you only got 2 turns here. Like you gotta get it going. Like I would have never just like let it just suck up at all. So, anyways, he decides to suck up the spy, which again I'm just so confused on why he sucked the spy up instead of the Mobius. But I'm just like, hey, all right, that's cool with me. And I draw into a knock, which is like completely dead. I set the knock, decide to set the exile because he has 2 turns to beat me. And he draws to a fate, which is completely dead. And he runs into my Mobius now. So now I'm just like, you got 1 battle phase to beat me now, bro. I don't see it happening. You can only tackle 1 monster. I don't know how it's happening here. I draw into a Kaiku. I set the Kaiku. And his last card is Graceful Charity. And I'm like, I guess it's over. And this is what he tells me after he scoops. Because it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to attack that? I'm like, okay. And he says, got fucking hoed. And I don't really think you got hoed, bro. I think you kind of like did that to yourself. There was multiple opportunities for you to clear your board up and not get inside a goat lock situation. And he's like, he even told me like I didn't think you were gonna turtle up or whatever. But it's like I had no other option but to do that. You had Thousand Eyes out. Like, what can I do? I had 5 monsters on the field. I had Snatch, Pre, Saku. You hit my BLS, so it's like I had no other play but just to sit there and just hope to God you don't break my board and you deck out. So dropped off did get straight doogied, not gonna lie. And I've actually beaten this guy like 4 or 5 times on the ladder, and I beat him once in a tournament. Not trying to like boost my ego or anything, but I just think it was funny how I got him right there. The other replays I'm not gonna post or anything, but yeah, y'all tell me what you think about that. Do you think like he should have sacked that Thousand Eyes that turn for Thunder Dragon and went for the BLS play? Obviously, that would have been a lot better play because maybe he wouldn't have been in that spot. He could have dropped BLS. He could have used BLS effect to banish some more shit. I mean, he had a lot of good shit. He had Book of Moon to protect it. I would have went for the snatch play or any kind of anything. But yeah, that is the replay. That is the first episode of Str8 Doogie. Make sure to hit